Right now, so the majority of traditional classrooms cater to the verbal learner. Is it fair to say that we're missing out on the full potential of those students that are more compatible with the other learning styles? You mentioned, the kinesthetic, hands-on learning, visual learning. I mean, traditional education is fairly rigid. Are we passing by some of these students, do you think?
Yes. So I think one of the problems is that we're looking at intelligence as a static thing instead of intelligence being this dynamic, the verb that it's a way of being and acting and doing. And children come to our classrooms with different intelligences, as Howard Gardner has provided us his wonderful theory of multiple intelligence. Some children enter the curriculum through the verbal, but others through the kinesthetic. They learn better through the body. Other students learn better through rhythm and spatial awareness. So we need to be providing our students those opportunities to learn. So yes, indeed, because of our high status or sort of the scientific knowledge approach that we've incorporated in verbal learners, we are missing out, and some of our other students are feeling not quite as capable, yet they are. But we have to be affirming their intelligence and their way of understanding the world, or representing their understanding of the world.
So why do you think that is, Keith? Why aren't we doing a better job with traditional education to, afford students the opportunity of these different teaching and learning styles? Is it cost prohibitive? Is it simply bureaucracy, do you think? I mean,
I think as the curriculum moves up through the grades, it becomes more challenging. However, at Rundle Academy, that's the basis for instruction, and it's kind of that universal design approach, and that is to incorporate visual, auditory, and kinesthetic activities into a learning experience, and presenting information in multiple ways and in multiple formats. And again, I think it also starts with teacher training. I think we need to be more sensitive to these ideas in teacher preparation programs as they're coming through, and as they're learning skills of lesson planning and assessment and all these pieces. I think we need to be paying more attention to exactly how to appeal to a wider spectrum of learners.
Do you think we are? Have we begun to pay a bit more attention to how these teachers are earning their degrees and the curriculum that they're, of course, studying in order to become a teacher?
Optimistically, I'd say yes. I think the understanding and I was speaking before the show, the really understanding and knowledge of what an LD is and how it affects learning is starting to gain a little bit of traction and become a little more widespread, and I think it is finding its way into the universities and colleges.
Well, I hope so, because there's a large population of children that do, of course, have LD. It should have been on the map a little bit earlier, I think, but it is good to hear that at least you're thinking positive about it. Now, Amariza, you're a proponent of education for transformation.
Yes.
Can you explain this conceptualization for me?
Yes, so purposing education with a transformative ethos in practice for our students means that we're going to engage our pedagogy away from simply information and acquisition of subject knowledge towards the holistic development of our students. And doing this means that we want to seek to form our children, our students, to engage also in the community, to become conscientious and reflective, to see themselves as citizens in a world and within the local and the global. And what does that mean? So, for example, I'll give an example. If we are studying any topic, we are going to situate ourselves as well in the context. So looking at artists, the group of 7, the landscape, what does that mean then for also not simply learning the skill of the arts, but also the environmental stewardship and sustainability? Now, what does that mean for myself as a student within this context now? How do I now take care of the earth? So it's that conscientization of this sense of wide awakeness. And that's through the embodied practices that we engage in, the senses, the intellect, the emotions, so bringing that all in our pedagogical practices for students.
Some good points.
Yeah.
I want to hear your take on it, Keith. We're going to jump to a break real quick, though. Folks, stay with us.